Scotland been waphika futhi ukuthi yena uyathinta kodabeni lokula wakaSenzo Meyiwa. That is not true.
Pretoria North. He was severely assaulted by the Metro Police officers.
So trouble she drop Pretoria North. We have a material the Metro Police officers. We have we said like the Pretoria North. To shower cool. I'm a place I say Metro, Goodlin Metro. I do not know about that.
Question now is, was he ever taken to a dentist to confirm if he had a Yes. It's my instruction that accused number 2, it was found that he has never put any gold teeth in his mouth. And Mr. Mabena, who involved in the assault and torturing and chopping of accused number 2.
Kadi 19 kachachile wenda wa confessional galona. Mlatu paka owatara wila atiwa ikiwa kuisha kwa Metro katano lima kabe lima ben. Bari bayi lima mutia kibutelezi kichonatani lima bena and kimo baida wa mutia hape wa mutensha lili chu. I do not accept that because I don't know anything about that. You would have informed me if he had been assaulted. During a period of where you being jelly.
Who was driving the Toyota Fortuner? On that day, he was transported to Morocco.
It was I was the driver of the car.
Yeah.
What we mean actually motor Toyota Fortuner.
It's my instruction that as he was transported, a car parked next to a certain filling station where he saw a board reflecting Albertine.
Para hasa ile baba msamaisha kana kule wila ayema mupati hopefully the garage mwele ngabona sign hearing Albertine. Tuwa sama bisa. Kwa la bimisa kona garage la yabona kona kule pote niti Albertine.
Para bichawal reve ya Morocco, ersa ya Morocco. Kilona jetersa ya Morocco afro.
Yes.
I want an explanation of whether it was when we were still on our way to Morocco.
This is the version of accused. I said I'll cover that during the course of the. You can't pose questions on me.
Uskambu shari bujisho hiyo kita kulala kana hage itofe fanaga talo so.
Agero na mgomezo la shumishana, maiksa kushi chance ko bujisho kamfi.
We are working in cooperation here. So if there is something that I do not understand, I need to ask.
Yeah.
So as much as when you have something you do not understand, you can ask me.
I agree. But bottom line is, the Toyota Fortuner stopped next to a filling station, and that's when, a short while, the motor vehicle that was driven by Jonathan arrived.
This is not true.
Yes. It was a Golf, and later on you were joined by Buteles and Mapumulo, who were driving a Nissan hardboard Nissan ebhaki.
Ba re ka morao mo o ile la go tla gape Buthelezi le Maphumulo ba trainer ka ba sepela ka hardboard ya Nissan.
Ya gana gape.
I'm disputing it. Trying a big booty. Kwa emba kwa fiwa Buthelezi no Maphumulo ba hamba hardboard ya Nissan.
Accused was taken out of the motor vehicle, the Toyota Fortuner.
Not Fatara, where I live on Muchaka, Korea, Toyota Fortuner, so to actually the motor Toyota Fortuner.
And brought to the motor vehicle that was driven by Jonathan.
But I Misha Korea, very like Jonathan. But Misa, the motor shadow of Jonathan.
He was seated at the back right side of the motor vehicle of Jonathan.
That is not true.
Sergeant Mabena was on the left hand side at the back.
Sergeant Mabena left.
Constable Buthelezi was on the next to accused, but the door was open for the right back.
Sergeant Buthelezi how feeling that Sergeant Buthelezi again I get
then Jonathan was on his knees on the right, or on the seat, driver's seat, and he pushed that driver's seat towards accused number 2 and pressed him hardly on his knees.
Jonathan, you know, Valley, come students, some annual colloid. Kushisha marabo students la sam driver poloi or sile sia kubacha mula tufacho mama mwili. That is not true.
That's when Mabena was using a silver plastic fluids which covered the face of accused number 2 with the purpose of choking him, suffocating him.
That is not true.
And Constable Buthelezi was blocking the accused number 2 from getting out of the motor.
Constable Buthelezi was all that is not true.
Then you immediately after that, you actually moved from that place and you went to next to a dumping area. On the way, it's on the way to Albertine.
Well, which ile dumping site ka kisipalagai.
I want to find out what was I traveling in when I went to the dumping site.
Immediately after that incident of chopping and assaulting, the cars traveled, all of them, to that dumping area.
I'm about to move like a plastic but dumping area. I dispute that because I don't remember us passing a dumping area.
All the cars stopped at that area, and that area, there are stairs. I still stairs with steel poles.
I'm still disputing all of that. I am reiterating.
So the handcuffs were taken out from the hands of accused, which were where he was handcuffed from behind. And one of his hand with a handcuff. The other handcuff was put on the steel pipe.
That is not true.
Then his jacket was taken off.
That is not true.
Then the assault continued as previous.
That is not true.
Brigadier Kininda arrived in a white BMW with Sergeant Mohola and one gentleman with the braces.
Brigadier Kininda ola BMW show asibla Sergeant Mohola le mona
Chris Band.
Over Abeni Cross Band.
Tadamumezu. Sawole jahape. When I was in need.
Mr. Muzo, I still ask you to tell you the truth, because all of this is not true.
BMW is a new model. That's in module 1 2020.
The BMW that you are referring to is a new model. It's not a 2020 model.
The latest BMW.
No, it's the latest BMW. We are not using it. So the BMW
and Brigadier Kininda azanga no atamela.
And Brigadier Kininda never came close. Brigadier Kininda Sunday.
Yes. When he arrived, I done.
Yes, finished.
Yes, I'm finished.
When during the course of the assault and torturing, there's a device that was also used.
But I have sent you when I didn't train binding by
Accused number 2 was poured with water from his front part of his body. From his front part of the body.
I dispute that. He got people to sort of speak.
And he was electrocuted by Mabena, Jonathan, and Buthelezi exchanging.
Baleba Musorisha Gamata Hasi, Idima Bena Buthelezi, Jonathan, Batushan. I dispute that. I get people to Bamba case, Jonathan Buthelezi, no Maben.
When the plastic was removed and accused number 2 was bleeding from his nose.
Badly, however, it was a plastic here over picturing and now by Joma. I don't know how I'm going to answer you, because this continues to be lies. He
informed me that you did not participate in the assault at the garage as well as in the park.
I don't know how essentially it's all more gradually as he explains to you, where was I when he was being assaulted?
It is my instruction that you, at the time during the course of the assault, you will actually move away from. And you came back and he heard you saying, yekelang dimane.
And ba re wena o le ga o wa fitla wa re tlogela monna
Dem Gomes, I can say what I'm not giving you. Munda Sagano Vetiwa.
Mr. Muzo, I don't know how to explain this, but this person was not assaulted. He was not taken out of my car because I wouldn't allow it.
Aska sinyecha khoro na kwa bolela maka le na go ya ga go ba tlhompega ntate o ntša seriti ka lo tša go tšantšona ka maka ene ka le ditšo mo molomo wa gago a di kgatlhiše because a se ka le phara ka maka a bolele nnete a sa ka rano ya mafelo a sa ka la madabi relay straight Moroka police station.
And he must tell you the truth. He mustn't tell you lies because this is now impacting on your dignity. You are a very dignified person. He mustn't make you say lies. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I'm mind you, where's to pull mama? As Zang is in Mendao, Sam was also a figure.
That means I proceed to carry the mandate shortly after that. He was received.
So, now, la Barico Pano Cabramo, and for Uchi, Mucha Bay, the land daughter, Bobanum Chan, and Pavalo.
That's then you drove.
Let us, Ila Point and name between the city so it. I'm still refusing, saying that we never stopped anyway.
You, Mabena and accused number 2 drove into Chris Hane Barakwana Hospital. Where you met Colonel Rapad.
No, I'm still.
Then Colonel Rapadu gave the keys to his wife. They were in company of a child.
No, I'm still disputing it. I didn't see that.
It's my instruction that you drove with Colonel Rapatu to Orlando, and you parked at an open area next to ATMs that were no longer functioning.
ATM Orlando, I'm disputing that.
So the cars parked there. Accused man, he was taken out of your motor vehicle, and the assault continued.
Well,
and Brigadier Kininda arrived with Sergeant Mukhole.
Dadam Gomes, Kora Juna, the Garginda of Fitlaka in Jeremeta. And the
I do not understand how many times this Brigadier Kanenda arrives, because even the other side, when we were supposed to have been assaulting him, he kept arriving. Brigadier Kanenda,
I'll request you to deny or admit and substantiate if necessary. When he arrived, he opened the boot of the BMW and sat on the edge of the boot and took out certain documents.
before we entered the talk managerial. So me figure that for Africa Mr. BMW of Bula, he put a BMW was up his wife, Lapa, in Kupin BMW was again a Bulama document that is. I am still disputing that. It's a big another.
Yes. He gave these documents to Colonel Rapatu, and that's when accused number 2 was forced to sign those documents.
But you want to go to Colonel Rapatu, did I forget? What did public if I Colonel Rapatu anymore writing a happy job or assigned public jail? I'm still disputing that. Kaila talk on among people Colonel Rapatu and Ilapoge Solo Abampaka Kon which assigned the Lama document.
There were documents or there were pages that were not stamped with his thumb. As a result, they were completed at Moroka Police Station.
I don't know if I did and the two Linda may come and confirm that if he does remember any of them. Coming I don't saying born Mawuti can begin the Connie born so as those men.
In the nutshell, both confessions by accused number 2 were not freely and voluntarily given by accused number 2.
The Kamala Jamalatu, Chebari, Kimla to Faja, Hadi, Dira Adukulufi.
And it's my instruction.
Sort of speeding shooting no Fuma is on Banke Kabili or Arazanga Wenze, a colleague.
And my instruction further is that from the day he was arrested on the 16th of June until or up to the 24th when he mined because of the assaults.
I don't know why June here got a clear sort of Galona who fitila got 24 or mobile Usane Kamukalamla to Ubasa Asi Modigalon Musika or Buffalo Bamuti.
Ranam Gomes will give you. What I got 16, if I got 20, 24 hours. Nasaka Otapila, Robasa, Liwaja, what's a Milano, Radelo Rabbit, or during Chupa electrified that. So now, what Tabasapila, you know.
Well, so let me put it this way. If this person had been assaulted from that day, from the 16th to the 24th, and being choked and with all that assault, was he still going to be the same as he is now? From class 16 from class 24, they don't get far no plastic can down. Twice a bit of fun, officer now case, shooting a bella. The sense was good.
Sorry, is there a word which you use?
Appeal.
Yes. Well, as an interpreter, I understand most of this. We are putting it.
They should basically
Sign any document.
What if you think room 2 or box break down now? Interesting.
I
wouldn't be able to know that because when they signed, I wasn't there. I did a local and getting I was getting paid about it's got to be signed and hanging here.
And the Rapatu at all. He observed the assault and the.
Well, I'm a job, I shall remember that.